Dear student, now I give lecture on introduction about hydrothermal scheduling. Hydrothermal scheduling means hydro and thermal power stations are integrated to meet the demand. Modern power systems have both thermal and hydel plants connected to it. Operation of such system is complex because of the number of constraints imposed by the hydel power plants. The idea of integrated operation is for optimum utilization of all energy sources in the most economical manner to meet the load demand at all points of the time. It is economical to have both thermal and hydel power plants operating in a system. Next, scheduling hydro systems. The power developed in a hydro system depends on the water head and the discharge. Head is the vertical distance. The hydraulic power is given by power pH equal to P for power, H denoted for hydraulic. So therefore, the hydraulic power is given by power pH equal to head into flow into acceleration due to gravity. In general, the electric power is given by PGH equal to neta PQGH, where neta equal to efficiency of the system, P is the density of water in kg per meter squared. Normally, the density equal to 1000 kg per meter cube. Q is equal to water flow in meter cube per second. G equal to acceleration of gravity in meter per second squared. H equal to head in meter. PGH equal to electric power in watts. Then second one is long range scheduling. The long range scheduling involves long range forecasting of water availability and scheduling of reservoir water releases. The time period depends on the capacity of the reservoir. The scheduling can be from 1 week to 1 year or several years and involves statistical analysis. Long-term scheduling has to be taken into account uncertainties of load, water inflow, growth in thermal generation, etc. Solutions are obtained by making some assumption such as constant thermal power or constant hydel power, etc. Dynamic programming or statistical models are used. Second one is short range scheduling. The short range scheduling involves hour by hour scheduling of all the generation on the power system so as to optimize the total production cost over a period. All data are assumed to be shown and starting from an initial operating schedule, an hourly schedule is drawn meeting all constraints. In scheduling, we generally have three categories. First one is only have plants which are very rate. The constraint is only the water inflow. The power systems where majority of the generation is hydro. Here the scheduling is done to minimize cost for the thermal system. Majority of the power systems have a balance between thermal and hydro power plants or where hydro power plants form a minor portion. Here, the schedules are developed to minimize the production cost of the thermal generation, keeping the hydro generation constraints in mind. The third one is a nomenclature. In the derivations for all the three algorithms, we use a common nomenclature as follows. PGT, the power K, that is the superscript K, thermal generation in the kth time interval. PGH, the power K, is the hydro generation in the kth time interval. P for power, then GH for that is the hydro generation, GT means thermal generation, K for kth time interval. N be the total number of time intervals, K be the a particular interval takes on value from 1 to N. NT, number of time intervals, thermal power plant is on. HK, number of hours in the kth interval. PD power k demand or load in the kth interval. P loss the power k is equal to power loss in the kth interval. Q in the power k is equal to water inflow in the kth time interval, that is meter cube per second or meter cube per hour. Q naught the power k is nothing but water discharge, that is output in the kth time interval, that is meter cube per second or meter cube per hour. T max is the total time interval. TT, total time for which the thermal power plant is on. In the following sections, we consider the 4 algorithms for hydro scheduling. They are scheduling based on the energy. Second one is short range scheduling using gamma delta iterations. Third one is general hydrothermal scheduling using discrete time intervals. The fourth one is short range scheduling using penalty factors. Scheduling energy. This method can be used in the power systems where the hydro generation is the major component but cannot meet the demand all the time. So, thermal generation is also included. Now, you see the diagram. The figure represents the hydrothermal system to supply the load. The left hand side, the cost F, and then the thermal power P. This is the left hand side thermal power plant, right hand side hydro power plant. In thermal power plant, cost F, and then the thermal power is PGT, and then right hand side hydro power, that is PGH, and then Q is the water discharge, then load PL. So the hydrothermal scheduling means what? Hydro power plant and the thermal power plant both are integrated to meet our load demand PL. Now you see the hydrothermal scheduled. X-axis we are taking the time, Y-axis we are taking the power, that is the PD only. Now we draw the curve. Hydrothermal power plant curve is the similar to sine wave like that only. Then thermal power plant and all. So TT is nothing but the thermal, that is the time power plant. PGT means that is the power generation due to thermal power plant only. So this is the maximum time. So the figure 2 represents the hydrothermal schedule only. Then discrete time interval method, a general algorithm for hydrothermal scheduling. The first one is, here the problem is to determine the water discharge at various intervals to minimize the cost of thermal generation and to meet the operating constraints of the hydropower plant. What are constraints? First one is mathematical formulation of objective function. Let us consider a time period of operation T max. We make the following assumption. What are the assumptions? First one is storage of reservoir is specified at the beginning and end of the period. Second one is water inflow, Q is known. Then load demand, PD, is known for the entire period. So, we now have to determine the rate of water discharge to minimize the cost of thermal generation. Mathematically, minimize Ft is equal to integral of 0 to T max F dash Pgt of T into dt, where Ft is the total cost, that is the thermal power plant. The next, operational constraints. What is the first constraints? Constraints of power balance. At any time t, the active power has to be balanced between generation and demand. Mathematically, Pgt of t plus Pgh of t minus P loss of t minus Pd of t equal to 0, where the t is nothing 0 to T max only. This is the constraint of power balance. Next, constraints of water availability. S of T max minus S of 0 minus integral 0 to T max Q in, that is the inflow of T dt plus integral 0 to T max Q naught of T dt equal to 0. This is the constraint of water availability. Third one is a constraint on hydropower generator. That is Pgh of T is equal to F into S of T, comma Q naught of T only. Then discretations. Let us divide the total time period T max into N sub-intervals, each of the time del T. Let all the variables remain fixed within the sub-intervals. Now we describe equations, that is 2 and 4, as follows. Minimize summation of k 1 to n f p gt the power k. Under the constraints, p gt power k plus p gh power k minus p loss power k minus p d power k equal to 0. The P loss power k equal to BTT Pgt power k the whole squared plus 2BTH, then Pgt power k Pgh power k plus 2BHH, then Pgh power k the whole squared, where BTT, BHH and BTH are the loss coefficient. TT means thermal power plant, H means hydropower plant, TH means the integration of thermal and hydro power plant. Now, next constraint, S power k minus 1 minus qk del t plus q naught k del t equal to 0. Dividing by del t, we get S asterisk k minus S asterisk k minus 1 minus q in k plus q naught k equal to 0, where S asterisk k is equal to sk S power k divided by del t. That is, unit would be meter cube per second or meter cube per hour. The next one is the hydropower generator is given by Pgh power k is equal to 9.81 into 10 to the power minus 3 H average power k, then Q naught power k minus P into megawatt, where H average power k is equal to average head in kth interval. H denoted for head, AV for average, K for the interval. Therefore, H average, that means head average power k is equal to H0 into 1 plus 0.5 E of S asterisk k plus S asterisk k minus 1. H naught is equal to water head corresponding to dead storage. E is equal to head correction factor, that is equal to del T divided by AH naught. A is equal to area of cross section of reservoir. Substituting equation 9 in 8, we get Pgh the power k, that is the hydropower generation, that is equal to 9.81 into 10 to the power minus 3 H naught into 1 plus 0.5 E into S as power asterisk k plus S power asterisk k minus 1 into Q naught k power k minus P. Therefore, Pgh power k equal to H naught asterisk into 1 plus 0.5 E into S asterisk k plus S asterisk k minus 1 into Q naught k minus P, where H naught equal to 9.81 into 10 to the power minus 3 H naught. The last one is dependent variable. From equation 7, we can obtain the sum of all equation for the values of k is equal to 1 to n. Therefore, S asterisk n minus S asterisk 0 minus summation of k1 k equal to 1 to n q in k plus summation of k 1 to n q naught k is equal to 0. From equation 11, we can see that n minus 1 independent values of q naught can be specified and one of the discharges become a dependent variable. Let us specify q naught squared q naught cube, then q naught n independent variable, and let q naught 1 be the dependent variable. Therefore q naught 1 equal to s asterisk 0 minus s asterisk n plus a summation of k equal to 1 to n q in k minus summation of k equal to 2 n, then q naught equal to q naught k. In the second summation term in equation 12, note that the summation is from 2 to n. The other dependent variable are p gtk, where k is equal to 1 to n, then p gh the power k, k is equal to 1 to n, and s as